How's it, guys? How's it, people? Yeah, we're doing a poem called Die Nuwe. This poem is absolutely in time in terms of June the 16th, 16de Junie, waar ons Jeugdag, Youth Day, gevier het. This poem speaks to the heart of what's currently also happening in schools about racism, yeah, and about people of color especially feeling left out or not catered for, trying their utmost to fit in. And so this poem is absolutely in line with that. So just to start off, the idea is that it is a black learner that is back in the day the schools were called Model C schools, and now it's called ex Model C schools. Um, Mainly white schools that allowed black people in bit by bit, you know, to adhere to the rules at the time and to the laws at the time, which said that everybody is allowed to go anywhere. That there's no apartheid anymore, and people should open the doors. This is how the child has were received in the school, and it starts out with the people in the class, their eyes are pegging this person, like nailing the person down, that the person can feel the eyes of every learner. I'm dealing with it through the blue verse book. So let me deal with it from that point of view. So the general theme of the poem is prejudice towards those who are perceived to be different. Vooroordeel teenoor hulle wat anders is of anders voorkom, velkleur, kultuur, geloof. Maar in hierdie opsig is dit die Suid-Afrikaanse konteks van 'n swart leerder wat in 'n blanke oormeerderheid wit skool toetree. Ja, natuurlik die gedig het 'n interessante die seun se naam word gemeng met die woord Hector, is sy eerste naam, wat verwys na Hector Peterson. Wat ons weet, in die Soweto riots van 1976, 1967, Hector Peterson lost his life and his sister Antoinette was carrying him, famous picture that we see. Also, his surname is, this is poetic license, is reminds us and tells us about Robert Sobukwe, also a stalwart of the ANC, who also fought for justice and for the apartheid laws to be abolished. So that is his name. The outward structure of this poem, uiterlijke structuur, is die hele vier lyne, dat het 'n kwatryn is, 'n kwatryn, and the rhyme, it is a spaarrym, A-A-B-B-C-C-D-D, that goes right through the whole poem as well. It had vier strophes, 4 stanzas, and obviously it's progressive. So it starts at like one day in the life of the child that symbolically not just speaks about the life of the child, but also the life of people in general. Starts out as a new learner. He's being surveilled, scrutinized. Even at one stage, his break time habits, but he does it in break. The comment is that he eats from a Tupperware bucky, and they see his eating style almost like very funny for them to see that this is like a normal person. And then the word "maar" comes in that stanza that throws the whole thing around by saying that this boy then, after he's observed, he goes alone under 'n tree, een kant alleen onder 'n boom, gaan staan jy dan in droom. So the observance is that he's in the class because he's allocated a seat, but break time, there's no seats allocated, it's groups of people. He finds his group under a tree, which is also interesting. And it says he dreams. which obviously we see it's a narrator that knows what he's doing. Alomteenwoordige verteller, a third person telling the story, saying that he stands under a tree and he dreams. In the first stanza, their eyes nailed him down so much, and then his teacher introduces him, saying he's a koningskind as well. But in the first stanza, he is referred to by having the correct uniform on, and the kid saying ons uniform en ons onderwyser en ons en sy haarstyl is ook geskeer volgens die reël, referring to the very much prominent hair rules that is still prevalent in many schools, that obviously comes from that kind of background of these are the rules that applied back in the day, and you must keep it. And this boy keeps all the rules. And then he acknowledges them as if he thanks them, and quietly sits down in his desk. And that is how the poem starts. And then to end off the fourth stanza, the vierde strofe, then this boy comes into his own right, because somehow he has art skills, and in die kunstklas word jou pen 'n mas. Die pen becomes a mast of a sip, and hy is jou prentjieseile uit die ribbekas. So out of your rib cage, out of his heart, out of his inner person, he hoists sails against the mast that is his pen, and then he sails away over white paper. Becomes symbolically white paper that he draws on, becomes symbolic of life. And where does he sail to then? He sails towards a future far from here. So he sails towards a better time, back to the future or forward to the future. Because for him as a black child, the future can only hold dreams of being free, dreams of not being feeling out, okay, making a better future for himself. So that is basically how he lives out his passion through his art, and that is how he frees himself basically. He's not freed by any of his friends and any person there. He uses his own skills, and that is basically what he dreams of. Maybe in the last stanza where he's spoken about his dreaming, that is basically what he dreams of, that he wants to sail away, okay. He wants to find a time where he can be not surveilled under other people's surveillance all the time, and far from where he is now. Although education, if the child is very much a parent-child thing and a school thing, we remember that for a person to come into a school like he came into that school, it's not as the class that must accept him. He first needs to come into an interview process, application process, where he needs to pass the application, and then he needs to, from there, dan van daar af, he comes to the school, to the corridors, to the people, and then he must pass again, and then every day, I asked the question, so how long will this child feel like a new child? And some people in the class answered that he can feel his whole life like a new person. Every day, he can feel that he's not fitting in, because he's not assimilating well. He's not the kind of person that makes friends very well. For another person who could still be ostracized, but this person could be a very much assertive character, which creates the sense that the person accepted. He's maybe good in sport, and that sport could create a sense that because of his talent, he has forged the place for himself. But this boy is good in art. It's an individualistic thing. It's something he must do on his own. It's not social in a sense of interacting. So it creates even that sense of aloneness even more. So it depends on even the person's personality. And this boy's personality leans towards artistic personality, which says that people could easily misunderstand him for being meek, mild, and not wanting to be friends. But it is all obviously how the person is accepted by the class. And if it's not accepted, I mean, in class you could be accepted. You could be participating in discussions about this and that. But break time, when there's no rules, when there's not, that's your place where you must sit. You must sit then obviously the differentness en 'n apartness, die een kan en alleen is, dit kom na vore. Okay, ek gaan dit daar, dis die summary van die gedig, en ek sal weer terugkom in die deel 2, sal ons die gedig woord vir woord bespreek. Okay, dankie manne.